Welcome to the best gambling show on the internet. This is the home of the money pick. We got the over-under Super Bowl selections. We got the Kansas City Chiefs against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Game will be played in Tampa Bay. Right now, the over-under is 56.5. I'm going to go under. And the first half is something I want you to look at. The first half is over under 27.5. Money, 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 money. Go under for both. I really like this first half. But let's talk about the one you all want to talk about for the full game, the over under 56.5. Listen, when you see the Chiefs against a guy like Tom Brady, you always will say bet the over, right? You always bet the over. And that's always been my strategy. But I think this game goes under. I mean, you got Brady and Mahomes, but I think if you look at how the framework of this game is going to play out, I think this under 56.5 will hit. Both teams are going to start with nerves, okay? And especially the Chiefs. We know the Buccaneers, it's been documented. They just don't start games well. And we can go on and on about that all day. But I don't think the Buccaneers are going to start this game soaring, especially on offense. But another team that doesn't start games well is the Kansas City Chiefs, because they're a team that relies on rhythm. They rely on symbiosis. They rely on timing. And that's something that can be off, especially with this extra week break, especially with the nerves of the Super Bowl. Yes, the Chiefs have been here before, but we've seen them start games with nerves in this playoffs already, and especially last year. Remember last year against the Texans, against the Titans, lots of drop passes, lots of nerves in that first quarter. So I think both of these teams will start the game with nerves, and I think it will lead to a low-scoring first half. Now, a low-scoring first half will not guarantee us hitting this under on the 56.5, because that's how explosive these offenses are. That's how explosive both of these teams are. And I want to talk about another reason why I'm liking the under in these games. Both of these defenses are underrated. Okay, Spagnuolo, Todd Bowles, those are two pretty damn good minds leading the way. And this Buccaneers defense, we know that the secondary has struggled this year. And I'm not going to get on here and tell you that Antoine Winfield Jr. has completely changed the secondary. And I'm not going to tell you the Buccaneers are good in the secondary. But they have been getting a little bit better. But the most important factor has been the pass rush. Same thing with the Chiefs. The Chiefs secondary is a little bit vulnerable, but their pass rush is good, and Spagnuolo knows how to work in the blitzes. So I think you've got two underrated defenses here. Like, listen, I know Mahomes, I know Brady. Those names send fear in any defensive coordinator's spine. When you know you're up against Brady in the Super Bowl, when you know you're up against Mahomes at Tyreek the Thrill Hill, Travis Kelce, yes, that will give you caution. That will make you second guess. But even with this game exploding in the second half, remember the Chiefs 49ers last year, how it started off tepid, how it started off slow, then in the second half this Chiefs offense exploded. I think we see the same thing. I think we see the same thing out of Brady. We know Brady plays good when the big moments happen. But let me give you another reason why I got this going under. I have it coming in just a little bit on the under of this 56.5. I think Buccaneers are going to be running this ball a lot, because when you play the Kansas City Chiefs, you can't play them like a normal team. You can't say, okay, we're going to throw it 65% of the time and we're going to just run it 35% of the time, because that means Mahomes gets more touches. That means Mahomes gets more possessions, and that makes your defense, at the end of the game, your defense will have absolutely nothing left to give. Ask the 49ers in the last Super Bowl. The Chiefs can really wear an opposing defense down because they tax your defensive line. Your defensive line has to rush the passer 50, 55, 60 times in the game, and they will get gassed. I don't care if you have depth. Your defensive line will get gassed chasing Mahomes. And plus, another thing that really wears out your defense is the quick passes of the Chiefs. They really get you going side to side. You're going to see Tyreek the Thrill Hill. You're going to see a lot of short check downs, and that will stress the defense because you have to chase this team sideline to sideline. It will be an issue. But I think Buccaneers will run this ball well. I think they'll say, man, we got to keep Mahomes off this field. We know this game will explode in the fourth quarter. We know this will turn into a shootout, but we don't want this turning into a shootout in the second quarter, early in the third quarter. Yes, you can win a shootout with Brady in the fourth quarter with this Tampa Bay offense, but if this is pure shootout from second quarter on, I don't know if the Buccaneers have the firepower and the fuel and the explosion to keep with the Chiefs. So time of possession is going to be extremely key. And I think the Buccaneers, you saw them have over a 10-minute drive against the Saints. You've seen their offense change. And yes, the Buccaneers like throwing the ball, but they haven't been throwing it deep as much. There's been more high percentage passes, a lot of passes underneath. But the most important aspect why I got this going under is because it's Tampa Bay run game. And this Tampa Bay offensive line, they're not the best in the world, but one thing they can do is they can push forward. They can be nasty. They're really good once you get the rhythm going of the run game. When you get big Ryan Jensen moving forward, he can absolutely pulverize people. So I think you're going to see a lot of time of possession, a lot of running the ball from Tampa Bay. That will be another factor to keep this under. Also, this Tampa Bay defense, they're finding solutions to problems. We know this Tampa Bay defense has a lot of problems. We've been saying it all year, not that we've wavered on them. I had this as my Super Bowl pick. I was able to cash my ticket with the Buccaneers versus the Chiefs. But even with all that being said, the Buccaneers have even surprised me. Their defense has turned a corner. I think they're competitive. I don't think they have a great game against Patty Mahomes, but I think they're competitive. Also, Brady will assist them with the time of possession. So right now I got under on the 56.5. And one I really want you to explore, I really want you to look at is the over-under for the first half. The over-under for the first half is 27.5. I got that under, and I got that as a money pick. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Guys, I will be here Friday for a live call-in show. Friday, 4:30. We'll get that live call-in show in. If you want to be a guest, send me a message on Instagram. Subscribe to the Patreon page. Thank you, guys. You're the reason why I'm growing.